So today's a pretty big day, and it could be a nerve-wracking day, but I'm going to tell you why it isn't as much. So, late last night, I flew into Los Angeles. I'm going to see Amanda today. She's coming in as well. I am taking a quick weekend break from my number one job right now, which is filming The Chosen. But the movie, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, the passion project of mine that I had pursued for over 15 years and finally got a chance to make, we have a test screening today for a couple hundred, at least, families, not 100 families, but members of families, parents and kids, to see what they think of the rough cut, or at least the initial cut of The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. There's no music done yet. It's just temporary music and no special effects done yet. And this is the first test screening of the movie. And the studio is going to be there, and all the people who financed the film and helped produce the film, my bosses on the film, are all going to be there, and they're going to be looking at the scores to see how this movie does. And there's going to be more after this, and you take these test screenings and you see what people laugh at and what they don't, what they like, what they don't like, what they understand, what they don't understand. It's very, very informative. The reason it can be nerve-wracking is because they also give you a score. How excited they are about the movie, how much they would recommend it. And that score can have a lot of influence on not only any changes that you need to make to the movie, but how the movie's going to be marketed, if it's going to be marketed. I mean, if the movie tanks and the scores are low, the studio's like, well, we don't have a winner here. So the reason why it can be nerve-wracking for a filmmaker is because you don't want your film to be in the hands of other people. You want it to be loved. You want it to be pushed hard by the studio, and you want money to be spent, and you want a lot of people to see it. And it's also nerve-wracking anytime that your work is analyzed in so much detail. I mean, there's over 30 questions being asked of the people who watch this movie. You know, the favorite characters, what they didn't, and they outright ask, what didn't you like, and what didn't you understand, and who didn't you like, and all that. And you're just sitting there with hundreds of people watching your movie, and you're listening for every laugh, and you're just desperately hoping that they like it. And then it's finished, and you have to wait while they fill out all these surveys. And then a guy gets up and grabs a group of them and asks them all these questions. And you're just sitting there listening, and they don't know that you're listening, and so they're free to say whatever they want. And I've been through it before, and especially on my movie, The Resurrection of Gavin Stone, where it actually went really well. And everyone was excited. And they decided, all right, we get to get this in theaters, and this is going to be great. And then, of course, it tanked. And that changed my life. I was really nervous going into that test screening and really tense about it. And then the movie tanked anyway, and that's when my life changed. I realized it's not my job to feed the 5,000, it's only to provide the loaves and fish, and that I need to get my identity from God and from my family. And I really, really genuinely stopped caring about what others thought, and I cared more about what God thought. So now I'm about to get tested again, literally and figuratively. Can I go into this screening not overly nervous? Can I be okay if it doesn't go great? And I'm fairly certain the answer is yes, because I really don't feel extreme nerves right now. Because let's just say it doesn't go as well as I hope. I still have my family, I still have God, I still have The Chosen, I still have you as fans of what I'm doing and whose lives are being impacted. And I want more of that to happen. The Best Christmas Pageant Ever is a very impactful film. It has the chance to really impact a lot of people's lives. And it's a story I'm very, very passionate about, with a message that I'm very, very passionate about. And I want that to happen. And I want it to do well, because then I want to make more movies, and I want more films like this to have a chance to be made. And it's good for all of us if this is successful. And I want the people who write checks and who paid me to make this movie, I want them to be rewarded for their faith in this project and in me. That's my job, and I take it very seriously. So for all those reasons, I very much want it to succeed. But if it doesn't, everyone's still going to be okay. And the most important things in life are still going to be true. and God will still be the creator of the universe and on his throne. So it's not my job to feed the 5,000. It's only provide the loaves and fish. I've provided the majority of my loaves and fish on this project. There's still more to come. But I'm okay, and I'll be okay. That said, let's hope that the screening goes well. Let's hope people like it, because that will mean a lot of good things for a lot of people, and including the viewer. But I just wanted to share with you the difference between who I am now and who I was, 7, 8 years ago, back when all this stuff mattered so much, and lives and careers were somewhat dependent on this. And it's not that important in the grand scheme of things. So I have it in perspective. I hope you have these kinds of things in perspective, and I'll let you know how it goes.